Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to our most venerable teacher, Pinnacle Busan Mahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, now last few weeks we discussed about all these Kayanupassana, the contemplation in the body, contemplation of feeling, and contemplation of mind. Under contemplation of body, we discussed 14 types of meditation, right? And then under the feeling, we learned that 6 types of feeling, right? And under the contemplation of mind, we learn 16 types of minds. Now today we are going to discuss about the Dhammanupassana, contemplation of phenomena. This is coming, but they explain all those things according to the starting from body, then after that feeling, then after that mind, and at the last, the phenomena, right? So, and this is the sutta, and how monks does a monk dwell contemplating phenomena in phenomena? Here a monk dwells contemplating phenomena in terms of 5 hindrances. Now, in this Dhammanupassana, contemplation of phenomena, there are 5 sections. The first one is hindrances, right? So hindrances is that something is our mind, blocking our mind of the development of our mind, right? That is called hindrances. All these factors hinder the development of our mind. That is why it's called hindrances. That's the first one. Then second one is 5 aggregates of clinging. Explain in detail 5 aggregates of clinging. Then third one is about the faculties, all the 6 faculties: eye faculty, ear faculty, nose faculty, tongue faculty, body faculty, and mind faculty. The fifth one is Bojjhanga, the important things, the 7 types of aid for enlightenment. Satta, Bojjhanga, the things are helpful for enlightenment. Then fifth one is 4 noble truths in this section, the phenomena, the contemplation of Dhamma or phenomena, right? Now, when we find the word Dhamma, in this Dhammanupassana, observing that the contemplation of phenomena in this section, is Satipatthana section, it is actually adequate to define this word as law of cause and effect. Dhamma means cause and effect, real meaning. Sometimes we use the Dhamma to explain Buddha's teachings as well, is Dhamma, right? And also that cause and effect. The Noble Eightfold Path is called Magga, okay? And then this Noble Eightfold Path to comes under this important teachings dependent on conditions and cause. This is called Sankata. If there's any cause and condition things, great things in this world, the Sankata things, that is a noble path among all other things. When you consider anything in this world, everything is conditioned, right? So the great thing is the noble eightfold path, right? So it is depend on condition and cause. Now, in Chula Vedala Sutta, Dhammadinna Bhikkhuni explained when his the previous lay life, his husband Visakha came and asked, that from the Bhikkhuni, is this noble eightfold path condition? Condition means sanka, or unconditioned, asanka. So if you give, you can give the example for asanka, right? Asankato. It is not conditioned. What is asanka? Right? There's no condition. And what's that? Nibbāna. That only one thing in this world, that is Nibbāna. But all other things are sankata, is conditioned, right? This noble eightfold path is, then she said, Bhikkhuni, friend Visakha, this noble eightfold path is conditioned, right? So in this section, so we discussed already the 5 hindrances, right? So what are the 5 hindrances? You know that already, which is called Kamachanda. What is Kamachanda? Is sensual desire, right? Kamachanda is sensual desire. And next one is ill will, Vyapada. And other one is Thina Midda. What is the Thina Midda? Sloth and torpor, or sleepiness and sluggishness. And other one is restlessness and remorse, which is called Uddacha Kukucha. What is Uddacha Kukucha means? Your mind is wandering to the past mistakes again and again. You will regret about this one. That is called Uddacha Kukucha. Then other one is Vichikicha. What is Vichikicha? Is doubt. This doubt could be that about yourself and also whatever you practice. So whatever your practices or your teaching of Dhamma. So we have doubt about this one. When these 5 hindrances, which is called in Pali Pancha Nivarana. What is Pancha Nivarana? The first one is Kama Chanda, which is called sensual desire. Then other one is Vyapada, ill will. Another one is Thina Midda, sleepiness or sluggishness. Another one is restlessness and remorse, Buddhacha, Kukucha. Another one is Vichikicha, which is called doubt, right? These are called 5 hindrances, and because they are the obstacles which block the road to spiritual progress, right? These hindrances hinder and enlock the mind in many ways. Okay, the mind that is obsessed by these 5 hindrances, always, most of people, we live with these 5 hindrances within impurity and passion. Cheto Upakileso. These hindrances obstruct the development of an insight of mind, right? The overcome of these 5 hindrances will help us to develop our mind, right? Then after that, we are going to discuss about the 5 aggregates of clinging. Like what is called Pancha Upadana Khandha. What are these five aggregates of clinging? So material form is called Rupa, and feeling, Vedana, perception, Sanya, and mental formation, Sanskara, or volitional formation, Sanskara, and consciousness, Vijnana. Right? This part describes how one should get a clear understanding of these five aggregates and see them with insight, as this is the arising of all mass of suffering, right? So all mass of suffering, the first noble truth, when you summarize, that is called five aggregates of thinking, right? Then third one, we are going to discuss about the sixfold base. That is called Salayatana. In Pali, it is called Salayatana. The sixfold bases are, what are those things? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. These are called the bases because the process for repeated existence, samsara, repeated existence we call samsara, right? Or repeated death and birth, samsara. So, and creates through them, right? Because this repeated existence, this sixfold base, the organs of sense are within oneself. All these sense organs are within someone's, right? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body. Therefore, we call them internal base, internal faculties, internal base. The objects of sense, that is, the forms, sounds, smells, taste, bodily contact, so bodily tangibles, and mental objects or thoughts are called external base, external sense, right? And we are going to discuss under this section these things, right? So another one is the Bojjhanga. The Bojjhanga is factors of enlightenment. What are the factors of enlightenment? Right. So the term Bojjhanga is composed of Bodhi, Anga. In Pali, equivalent is Bojjhanga. Bodhi denotes enlightenment. Bodhi means understanding, enlightenment, realization. Bodhi. Anga means factors. What are the factors helpful for enlightenment? Bodhi, Anga began Bodhi and Anga together. It becomes uh, Bojjhanga, the means of the factors of enlightenment. These factors are for insight and wisdom. Okay. And in developing these factors of awakening mindfully, the disciple would wash out impurities of mind and wash out, clean the mind, and gain contentment and seclusion. This is called seclusion, Vivekanisiddha, right? And subdue defilements and gain dispassion. Dispassion. That is called dispassion, Viraganisiddham. And work out deliverance from mental pains. Cessation. This is called Nirodhanisiddham. Penetrate to the attainment of complete mental health, relinquishment, Nibbāna, Vassagga Parinamita. Right? So, and we are going to discuss these things. And what is the first factor of this Bojjhanga? Sati Sambojjhanga, then Dhamma Vijaya Sambojjhanga. What's Sati Sambojjhanga? Mindfulness of mindfulness of factors of enlightenment. Then Dhamma Vijaya. What's that? investigation of Dhamma as as a factor of enlightenment. Then Viriya Sambojjhanga, energy, the factor of enlightenment. Then Piti Sambojjhanga, that's a rapture, rapture as a factor of enlightenment. Then Passaddhi. What is Passaddhi? Tranquility. Tranquility of enlightenment. And then after that, Samadhi Sambojjhanga, concentration, right? The factor of enlightenment. Then Samadhi Upekha Sambojjhanga, the equanimity of factor of enlightenment. This is the way of mind is developing. Okay, we're going to discuss that. Then after that, 4 noble truths. The first noble truth and noble truth of suffering and dukkha samudaya, right? What's dukkha samudaya? Reason for the cause of suffering. Then cessation of suffering. The 4th noble truth, the path to end is suffering. Okay. So under this section, we are going to discuss all those things, right? And when we come to this first one, then now we are going to discuss about any questions? Yes. We cannot say Nibbāna is permanent. It is not conditioned. But it is conditioned. That means that it doesn't mean this way. Nibbāna is that some monk became enlightenment. He does not not stay permanently every day. What will happen? He will live until his lifespan is there. Then after that, he is attaining parinibbāna. The meaning that he won't be born again, right? Because that the things is end.
So you're saying Nibbāna, there's no condition for Nibbāna.
Yes, no.
If you look at the 7 factors of enlightenment,
yes,
they're necessary to reach it. But wouldn't they be considered a factor?
No, that's true. But because 7 enlightenment factors of enlightenment, those are conditioned things, and so 8 noble path is conditioned things, right? That's why I said the 8 noble path is when you consider conditioned things in this world, the 8 noble path is great among conditioned things. When you follow this path, the Nibbāna will just, arising, right? Without condition, right? Condition means that, okay, if there's something, right? For example, this table is existing with the 4 legs, right? It's a table. So there's condition for this one to stay this way. If this condition, if you remove this one, it doesn't stay. Okay. So if I want to explain that, let's say this mouse. Okay. Mouse is based on this book. Okay. And if the book is not there, it cannot stay. Therefore, condition. If there's something is conditioned, and that is subject to change, right? Always, every condition things in this world. Yes. Yes, there won't be, their consciousness won't be going to any existence, right? Any world, either heavenly world or form world, formless world, or sensual world, it won't. Yeah. Why is there a danger that if there's birth, you have to experience aging, death, right? Now, when you are getting older, you like that? Yes. Without consciousness? Oh, that you're asking that somebody is dying, that he is unconscious. We discuss here that is not the case, right? The consciousness is that anybody has consciousness, right? Even though he unconscious, he has a consciousness, right? It depends on that somebody is dying unconscious. It depends if let's say somebody is dying unconscious. So Anguttara Nikaya number 2, book number 2, it explains somebody is practicing Dhammapada. He dies or she dies unconscious. However, because of his or her practice, the good karma, she will be born into heavenly world, right? There, she cannot recall right away that from where I came, that good karma I created when I was in human world. So it will come very slow. However, when created that, so she can develop very fast. Either someone else will remind her. So we are practicing together, or someone, or the monks will go to heavenly world. They explain, or the Brahma from the heavenly world they will explain. Right? Yeah.
So it's fair to say that unconsciousness is a medical condition.
Medical condition, yes. Right? But consciousness is
Yeah.
there. Right? If somebody does not have consciousness, what will happen? If attaining Parinibbāna, I mean, no, I'm asking that somebody does not have uh, consciousness. Huh?
That nature consciousness, the I conscious, your consciousness, right? You can't just have in there and hear things.
No, don't go there. I'm saying that there's a consciousness other person. When somebody does not have consciousness, that means the sense of that we are talking about consciousness. What will happen that time? He
He's dead.
is dead. He is dead. But just because of the consciousness we live, that with consciousness away from the body, that means she died, right? Right. So, and we talk about enlightened monks. Since somebody became attaining Parinibbāna, his consciousness not going anywhere. But in this case, that somebody died, when his consciousness going for next existence, like bhava-paccaya jati. Right. So with the rising of attentiveness, there's the rising of mental qualities. What is that meaning? That in this world, so all these things are happening because of the activeness of the mind, right? With the activeness of the mind, there is a rising of mental qualities. Without with the cessation of all this activeness, there's a cessation of mental qualities, right? And these mental qualities are described sequentially in the section of observation of mental content, that is 5 mental hindrances, then 5 aggregates of clinging, and the 6 sense spheres, 6 sense bases, and 7 factors of enlightenment, and the 4 noble truths. Okay. The section of hindrance and Nibbāna comes first in the observation of mental content of Satipatthāna. This is important. So, that what is the Nibbāna means? Completely closed in. What is closed in? The activity of mind, right? Cut off and obstruct the mind with this 5 hindrances. Okay. So Supreme explained in this way, right? In Nibbāna Sutta, there are amongst these 5 hindrances which cause blindness, andhakarana. It cause blindness, andhakarana, loss of vision, and totally lost the vision. Achakku karana. What is chakku karana? Is you can see through. But achakku karana is loss of vision and non-knowledge. Ajnana karana. Right? What is jnana karana? You can see that you develop the knowledge. This is non-knowledge. You will destroy the knowledge, which take away one's insight and associate with pain. Panyana yoga. That means cessation of that wisdom. And do not lead to Nibbāna. Anibbāna samvatiko. Anibbāna. Nibbāna samvatiko is you achieve the Nibbāna. But this is destroy all these things with these 5 hindrances. Buddha explained in the sutta, this, that this is, if somebody remove these, all the 5 hindrances, he can develop his mind very fast. That's why when you practice to meditate, what are the things experienced? Sleeping, right? Sleepiness. Or sometimes your mind is going away, that regret about the past mistakes again and again. Or sometimes you develop desire, right? Or what happened, the things. Or something you get angry. So something happened in the past. Okay. Sometimes you have a doubt about all these things. Okay. And Buddha explained, Akusala Rahasi Sutta. In this way, it is very important to understand this, the way of mind, this how mind works, because everybody's mind is working this way, right? That's a importance. This is the common phenomena to all the minds. What are these 5 hindrances? Okay. Once if there is anything that should be called bound of bunch of unwholesome, what is that called? Bunch of unwholesome. It is these 5 hindrances, right? It is bunch of unwholesomeness. They are exclusively a heap of evil, right? Because it's blocking the development of mind. All these 5 things. Then Buddha explained, amongst the goal impaired by impurities is not clean. Let's say gold, if there are some impurities, so they are not a lack of radiance, and they are not very active, brittle, and cannot be wrought well, right? This gold is not used for making ornaments. Why? With this impurity, okay? It will not serve that purpose. Cannot make. What to do? To clear the same like this mind. With this mind with impurities, these 5 impurities, cannot use that, right? It is not very flexible to use that. Somehow that if you can remove this, all these 5 hindrances, the mind is becoming very active, right? Same like to explain similarly, monks, the mind impaired by these 5 hindrances, not pliant and is useful and lack radiance, and you can that cannot concentrate well upon the we cannot develop this mind. Okay. However, having overcome these 5 hindrances, so Supreme explained, this mind is very active, develop. We can see through the reality by developing, right? So now the sensual desire is accepting object as beautiful and frequently giving unwise. How it happens, all these sensual desire, accepting objects maybe from eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, or accepting objects as beautiful and frequently giving unwise attention to them, right? So, not the wise attention. What is that you see? When you see the forms, you don't see that there's a foulness of the form, right? You see the beautiness of that form. Your mind is blocked, our minds are blocked, right? Ill will, how it comes ill will, accepting the objects causing aversion and frequently giving unwise attention to them, right? So, and that the way that when we give an unwise attention, it will develop the anger, hatred, and will, right? So then there is a way that think. What happened? Sleepiness and sluggishness. So, and there arises this affection to develop satipatthana, laziness, and lazy stretching of the body, drowsiness after meals, mental sluggishness. Okay, so and then restlessness and remorse. What's the meaning of that? And unrest of mind. The mind is always going to pass mistakes and thinking all these things. And doubt, frequent unwise attention. This is the way. However, the somebody is practicing, try to eradicate that time and remove that all these obstacles. You frequent wise attention and establish repulsion towards objects. That you develop wise consideration. Wise consideration, how you see that? Because our perception inverted. Our perception is inverted. How is inverted? The foul thing we think as beautiful, and sorrowful things we think as happiness, and the important things we see permanent, and non-self we see self. That's that all these things. And also ill will give frequent wise attention and praise loving kindness, right? In order to overcome this one, develop loving kindness, right? And how you can overcome sleepiness and sluggishness of the mind? You have to develop energy, effort, right? Developing energy, effort, and that is the way you can overcome. And restlessness and remorse, develop the calmness of the mind, right? That's a way to overcome. And what's the doubt? How can I overcome doubt? Always develop wise consideration, right? This is the way. And now, okay, this is the way. And if we see this one, now the book, here monks dwells, contemplating phenomena in terms of 5 hindrances. Now you know what are the 5 hindrances? What are those things? Sensual desire, ill will, sleepiness, restlessness and remorse, and doubt. Good. If you learn this one, you know that what are the problems we have, right? Okay, and how does a monk dwell contemplating phenomena in terms of 5 hindrances? Okay, here monks, there are being sense desire in him. A monk understands there is sense desire in me. There being no sense desire in him, he understands there is no sense desire in me. He also understands how there comes to be the rising of unaddition sense desire, how there comes to be the abandoning of addition sense desire, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of abandoned sense desire. So this, in order to happen all these things, we have to be very, very mindful. All right. So, and you are aware that you have sense desire, right? When you have no desire, you know that. When it's arising, you know that, oh, my sense desire is arising. That means you know what to do, right? Okay. And also you have to develop that you have to put the effort not to arise the unarisen desire. All right. So developing mindfulness. Okay.
There being drowsiness and dullness in him, a monk understands. There is dullness and drowsiness in me. There being no dullness and drowsiness in him, he understands. There is no dullness and drowsiness in me. He also understands how there comes to be the arising of unarisen dullness and drowsiness, how there comes to be the abandoning of arisen dullness and drowsiness, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of abandoned dullness and drowsiness.
Yeah, before that, actually, we had to read this one, the ill will.
There being ill will in him, a monk understands. There is ill will in me. There being no ill will in him, he understands. There is no ill will in me. He also understands how there comes to be the arising of unarisen ill will, how there comes to be the abandoning of arisen ill will, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of abandoned ill will.
Okay. So, and next one, the restlessness and remorse.
There being restlessness and remorse in him, a monk understands. There is restlessness and remorse in me. There being no restlessness and remorse in him, he understands. There is no restlessness and remorse in me. He also understands how there comes to be the arising of unarisen restlessness and remorse, how there comes to be the abandoning of arisen restlessness and remorse, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of abandoned restlessness and remorse.
There being doubt in him, a monk understands there is doubt in me. There being no doubt in him, he understands there is no doubt in me. He understands how there comes to be the arising of unarisen doubt, how there comes to be the abandoning of arisen doubt, and how there comes to be the future non-arising of abandoned doubt.
In this way, he dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena within himself. He dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena within another. So he knows that about himself, this is the 5 hindrances, and he understands others 5 hindrances. And he dwells contemplating the arising of phenomena, he dwells contemplating the passing away of phenomena, and he dwells contemplating the arising and passing away of phenomena. He observed that how this arises and is passing away. And mindfully, there are phenomena is simply established in him to the extent necessary for higher knowledge and mindfulness. He dwells independent and not clinging to anything in the world. That is how a monk dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena in terms of the 5 hindrances, right? So, and how did somebody can eradicate sensual desire? Developing unwise consideration or wise consideration? Wise consideration. Somebody develops wise consideration, how they see the forms. It's like attractive or unattractive. Unattractive, right? When they have that develop wise consideration, how they see the object of aversion, that object come into your mind to develop your anger, right? So you see this with love and kindness, right? And for the sleepiness, to develop energy, right? So, and effort, right? So restlessness and remorse, develop the calmness. And doubt, wise attention all the time. Okay. Okay. Next one. Again, monk dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena in the terms of 5 aggregates of clinging. And how monks does a monk dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena in terms of 5 aggregates of clinging? Here, monks, right? So, and what are the 5 aggregates of clinging? What are the 5 aggregates? Form, feeling, perception, volitional formation, and consciousness. And we discuss when we discuss 5 aggregate of clinging. What is aggregate? It is called skandha. Skandha is that whatever the forms in the past, whatever the forms will be in the future, whatever the forms in the present, whatever the internal form. And what is your internal form? What is your internal form? Form just beside you? Your form. And the internal form and external form, then gross form, subtle form, inferior form, superior form, forms that are far, forms that are near. This is called the aggregate, skandha. And there are 2 parts. Time is past, present and future, and space. Are the rest of the things, internal, externals, gross, subtle, inferior, superior, far, near, is space, right? This aggregate. Why it is clinging? Why it is called clinging? Form aggregates of clinging. We have attachment, desire, this I am, mine, myself, right? It's attachment. That's why form aggregates of clinging. However, form is conditioned on 4 great elements. What are the 4 great elements? Earth element, water element, heat element, and air element, right? And so all these elements. What is the feeling? Feeling is based on, what is the condition for feeling? Is contact. And perception is contact, right? And volitional formation is contact. And consciousness, mentality, and materiality, right? So where those that the feeling will arise? In the space or somewhere else? In the eye, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, right? And perception, same. And volitional formation, right? And consciousness, mentality and materiality, based on mentality, materiality. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and mind consciousness. This consciousness we named the place they are generating. Same like Buddha explained this consciousness. You know that sometimes is there fire. We use the fire. Sometimes to light the fire, we use wood. That is wood fire. Sometimes we use grass fire. Sometimes we used cow dung, right? In India, those days, the cow dung, they dry, they use that to light, right? Cow dung fire. Same like when the consciousness is in the eye, we call eye consciousness. It is in the ear we call ear consciousness. It is that in nose, we call nose consciousness. And likewise, the way it arises, so we name this one. And so what are the problem here? So we see these 5 aggregates as I am, mine, myself, right? That is the clinging over there. There's attachment for that one, right? So when somebody see that impermanent nature of this one, contact or the feeling, for the feeling is based on contact, right? perception is conditioned on contact. Volitional formation, conditioned on contact. And consciousness, conditioned on mentality and materiality. Form, the condition on four great elements. Okay. So when you practice this way, you can develop, you can see the impermanent nature of all these things, right? And Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta would explain the five aggregates of clinging are very clearly specified in the Dhamma for complete understanding. Okay? Monks, what qualities are to be comprehended through direct knowledge for deliverance from defilements? The five aggregates of clinging should be the reply. Right? So all these things, the reply is five aggregates of clinging. Now what, monks, are the things which should be fully understood as the whole truth? It is these five aggregates of clinging. Right? If somebody can understand these five aggregates of clinging, this, it is impermanent nature and non-self nature. So that because the dukkha arya satya, the noble truth of suffering is, we can conclude, summarize into five aggregates of clinging, right? And therefore, when somebody develops the impermanent meditation on five aggregates of clinging, you slowly come to realization of the impermanent nature of these five aggregates of clinging. Okay, now here monks understand such is material form, such is origin, such is passing away, right?
Such is feeling, such its origin, such its passing away. Such is perception, such its origin, such its passing away. Such are volitional formations, such their origin, such their passing away. Such is consciousness, such is its origin, such its passing away. In this way,
Go ahead.
In this way, he dwells contemplating phenomenon and phenomena within himself. He dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena with another, and he dwells contemplating phenomena and phenomena both within himself and within another. He dwells contemplating the rising of the phenomena. He dwells contemplating the passing away of the phenomena, and he dwells contemplating the rising and passing away of the phenomena.
Yeah, so when he observed that five aggregates of clinging, so he sees that his own five aggregates of clinging, and he sees the same nature of others, and he sees that he dwells contemplating arising the phenomena, he dwells contemplating the passing away of phenomena, and he dwell, he sees that mindful that there are phenomena is simply establishing. He sees that both parties, right? What the both party means? He sees he sees from himself and others as well. That he sees that he dwells contemplating the rising of phenomena, he dwells contemplating passing away of phenomena, and he dwells contemplating the rising and passing away of phenomena. Right. So that is how the monk dwells contemplating the phenomena in terms of five aggregates of clinging. Okay. So, and next one is the section of sense bases, right? So we'll do that next week, the last class next week. So, and I will take that questions at this time, right? If you want to ask more questions, right? So, and because I saw that there are so many questions.
With this,
yeah, that's the way that when we practice meditation. So next week we are going to practice that meditation to see that impermanent nature. So how we do that? The form is conditioned on four great elements. If something is conditioned, subject to change. The forms are impermanent, subject to change. Forms are not I, not mine, not myself. And the feelings are conditioned on impermanent contact, right? And that's how we practice the meditation. All right.
Earlier you said with the five hindrances that the mind is obsessed with the five hindrances.
Yes.
It's obsessed. You know, I would think that somebody knows that something wrong with the five. If one has the five hindrances, but is there an obsession of mind with that?
Yes. Usually that normal, regular worldlings, their mind is obsessed with five hindrances. Somebody develop mindfulness, they can eradicate all the five hindrances. For example, somebody develop enlightened monks, and somebody who is practicing always mindfulness, they are slowly start to remove the five hindrances from their mind.
Well, I'm just wondering about the obsession. I think it's more, isn't it just I don't know, obsession seems to be too thoughtful.
Yes, that's true. This is they occupied our
Is
mind.
it just an occupation of the mind?
Yeah, that's the way of that the mind stays, right, with these five hindrances. That we can remove those five hindrances with mindfulness, right? Develop mindfulness. That's how. Otherwise, we can develop this mindfulness very fast, and we can see the reality very fast. So, in order to understand the reality, we have developed the samadhi or the concentration. From the developed concentration, we can see the reality of this one, what is happening, right? From the inside meditation, so we can see through. So, however, to develop the mind, the problem is the hindrances. Sometimes people think that they are concentrated, but however, they talk because I'm meditating, but actually I couldn't feel anything, and I was really nice, and they are sleeping, right? There's a possibility that in this mind. So we have seen this. Even some monks, they say that one time they will sit down, they start to sleep, and when time is over, after 1 hour, they wake up, right? So it's very hard. That's why that we need support from the Kalyan Mitras, that great friends, to say, okay, so there's something. So wake up. Yes.
So you're get rid of the five hindrances. Is there a possibility that you get to that state for a few seconds and then you can go?
Yeah, there's a possibility. So that maybe that I have to ask from the online, our Dhamma friends, do you hear the questions? If you do not hear the questions, so please tell me. You don't hear the questions, right? Okay. So the question was that, is there any possibility that sometimes you are not overcome by five hindrances? All of a sudden you go to five hindrances. There's a possibility, right? When you're meditating, you're concentrating really well. All of a sudden you feel sleepy, right? You go to sleep, right? So there's a continuous struggle. So we have to do, right? Yeah. It will come with the effort and develop mindfulness. Yes.
One day,
Yes.
I feel like when I'm meditating, my biggest hindrance is restlessness and remorse.
Yes.
How do I overcome that?
Restlessness and remorse, that the best thing is breathing meditation. Breathing. And Buddha explained that it's like when I think about that dust, or the question was that how that, because the biggest problem is someone's meditation, they have the restlessness and remorse. So good thing is that Buddha explained that this same like practicing breathing meditation is same like your mind is wandering. It's same like you have a dust in the sky, right? In that area. If there's any small rain, all this dust will come down and, stay on the ground. Same like when you practice breathing meditation, it will help you to develop your calmness, concentration, right? Yeah. Yeah.
You said earlier less consideration, so less consideration is then meditation.
Yeah, that's you identify that you have that this problem. That's also that you are mindful, right? So you try to apply that the solution for that. All right. So anything from our online? Yes.
This
How to overcome the doubt with wise attention? That's a question, right? Okay. How we develop wise attention? Because doubt will come this way, right? So because of the all other hindrances, like you have a sensual desire, ill will, restlessness and remorse, and sleepiness, when you are practicing meditation, so there's a possibility that you will develop the doubt about this meditation and doubt about yourself, whether I can do this one, or whether I can, the problem is the meditation, this is not for me. So doubt always linked with other hindrances, right? So that's the way. So when you slowly remove all those things, that the doubt will develop develop the word of the Buddha, right? When you develop the word of the Buddha, so Buddha is the teacher and the disciple. So he taught us this way. Because the Buddha is the one who knew everything, and I am not me. Okay. And if you feel that your mind is wandering, another meditation is Buddhanussati meditation, right? Restlessness and remorse. When you practice, your mind will settle down. Buddhanussati meditation also very good meditation. When you think that recollecting the qualities of the Buddha. Okay. Yes. To overcome that, because I mentioned that doubt will come because of the other hindrances, other four hindrances. So, and develop the Shraddha about Supreme Buddha, that practicing Buddhanussati meditation, practicing Dhammanussati meditation, practicing Sanghanussati meditation, right? And so those are the good meditation.
When I meditate, I'm awareing that I aware my mind about like what I'm doing, especially when I do breathing meditation, breathe in, breathe out. But sometime later, I aware that my body slouch, my body position is slouching and leaning forward. When I try to readjust myself, that moment it feels like I just woke up. It's like I just I got waken up. I wonder if that is like a sleepiness or I'm actually like drift off. And if that's the case, how can I correct that?
Did anybody listen to that question? Did you hear? Right. So why that when you are sometimes you feel that you are concentrated, right? So you are slowly bending forward. So it will happen sometimes, even though you are about to get the sleepiness. But the best thing is keep. I always mention that when the meditation, keep your back straight. When you keep your back straight, so always that's a great benefit. You don't get sleepiness, and even not only that. Sometimes even you back straight, your head is going down, right? Even that you have to keep the head straight. So from the body posture, you can give then support to the meditation, right? And So that when you are starting, all these trouble will come, right? It's normal. It's not only you, that there are many Dhamma friends, they experience this one, but always try to keep that all the body posture really well, and sit down. And important thing, don't get the support to your back, right? And when you get the support to your back, so definitely you will fall asleep, right? Always get used to that without supporting, straight. Keep your back straight.
So do I also uh, aware of my body posture when I am meditating? So a lot of time it's like breathing in, breathing out, it's like that I aware. But like missing the parts of like if my body is slouching or like am I leaning forward? Shall I concentrate on that too, or how should I?
Actually, time to time, you have to pay attention for your posture. I think that this is the best way. Time to time, pay attention to your posture while you are meditating, right? So, and try to keep your head straight, body straight, and that will be helpful.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Yeah. All right. Much better. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.